What's good, family? Welcome to another episode of An Honest Conversation about Hip Hop. It's your boy, Hip Hop Oldhead, aka D. Mulraney, aka Hip Hop's Uncle Phil. And this evening, I have with me the one and only.
It's your boy Son Capone, the greatest rapper never known. He said, we posted me in this cold ass fucking weather.
Man, it is cold for California right now. It's some bullshit.
You better believe it. I wish you had a trash bin because I'd light some fucking logs of that bitch and start singing like it's New Jack City. It's living for the city.
That was that the Leverts?
Yeah.
That was on there?
Yeah.
New Jack City.
Fucking up all the notes and shit.
I'm glad I'm glad Wesley said fuck that. We're not remaking that.
Yeah.
Props to Wesley for that, man. And with me, the one and only
Big Pooh, aka Sam Rothstein.
Sam Rothstein. Oh shit, you
Ace.
Ginger.
Oh shit.
All right, Sam. So fellas, it's been a minute since we last sat down. We're gonna start off the show with recapping of this Battle of the Bay challenge that we have going on. So for those that don't know, Sam Capone is a Raider fan. My boy Pooh over here is a Niner fan. And things got a little spicy about, 2 weeks ago. Sam was feeling himself. Raiders were rolling, were doing some things. And Pooh's boys were just coming off that Russell Wilson loss. And
Actually, it was before Russell Wilson.
it was before the Russell. Oh yeah, he called that.
Because
he called that.
he saw what Arizona did to us.
That's right. So basically, there was a bet for the rest of the season who's going to finish with the better record. So we'll go ahead and recap where we're at now. So last week, Sam Capone, the Raiders took that L against the Jets of New York. And then we got to see the Niners just basically destroy Green Bay. So the challenge-wise matchup, you guys are 1-1 right now going into this next week. Both have one win, both have one loss. Overall, Raiders are still at 6-5, game out of first place. So that's a game out of playoff contention, wild card. So props to that. And the Niners are at 10-2 and currently, 10-1, right? 10-1, and they are currently the number one team in the NFC. So props to y'all, because if someone would have told me 6 months ago this would be the narrative for the NFL season, I would have laughed, but I'm tripping. So Raiders next 5: KC away, Tennessee home, Jacksonville home, Chargers away, Denver away. Niners next 5: Baltimore away, New Orleans away, Atlanta home, Rams home, Seattle away. So Simon, I'm gonna start with you. What are your thoughts so far on where your Raiders are at, 6-5? And then has your mind changed at all about these 49ers from 2 weeks ago?
All right. Well, I mean, with our squad, I overlooked the Jets. We got fucked up, and now our offense, we have holes, and we got to be able to pass the ball. Carr is too conservative, so we're not getting the ball downfield, and unfortunately, we don't even have a receiver to get the ball downfield too. So I still feel strong about us finishing, other than the Jets. I mean, we still got a pretty weak schedule. We about to get our ass handed to us.
So you think Casey's gonna get you?
Oh, they ain't gonna get us. They gonna hand our ass to us.
So you technically you fall to 6-6, and we have Tennessee up. This is a home game. Does Tennessee get you back to 7-6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get Tennessee.
And then Jacksonville, y'all should get.
Yeah.
Chargers, y'all should get. I think Rivers is almost out the door.
Yeah.
Denver, that's gonna be a mix. Denver's still trying to play right now, and it's in Mile High.
Yeah. I mean, if it's snowing, we done, because cars shrivel up in the snow.
So by your projection, you guys then go 9-7, and that might get you into the playoffs. And it's definitely a win-win for y'all, because again, 9-7. If someone would have said that in the beginning of the season for the Raiders, that'd have been met with some jokety jokes.
Yeah. Now with AB, in my projection with AB, our best case scenario would have been 10-6. 10-6 or 9-7, and that was with AB. So, I mean, shit, we did what we're supposed to do. So I like the direction that we're going. Like I said, we got holes to fill, but we got draft picks, and then we got money. So, if we happen to get to the fucking playoffs, which I highly doubt, we not competing. We gonna get our ass handed to us in the first round anyway. So,
but that's still something that is commendable for where the squad was at.
True. Yeah.
Jacobs looks like to be a star.
Yeah. Nah, definitely still.
Defensively, y'all know what the crazy looking white dude's name is, but he looks good.
Max Crosby. I called that shit when I seen the footage of that motherfucker. I knew. So hey, you know he competitive with he's one sack behind Bosa.
Yeah.
So both of them having this awesome ass fucking years.
So it looks like you do have some pieces for the future. What's your boy who hurt himself week 1? He's the safety.
Abrams.
Abrams looks like he's gonna be a baller. You know what I mean? So things look to be all right in Raider land. So let's now go back over to these Niners. Let me get your take real quick on that side before we head over to Pooh. So I said Baltimore away, New Orleans away, Atlanta home, Rams home, Seattle away.
I still stand on the next 3.
So you feel like they'll lose Baltimore, they'll lose to New Orleans, and then they'll lose to Seattle.
In Seattle.
So the Niners, if by your take, will finish 12-4.
Yeah.
Which I still think is good for the number 1 seed in the NFC.
They'll hold home field, which will be beneficial for them.
So a lot of people are saying this is possibly going to be a Super Bowl preview with the Ravens and the Niners. Do you think the Niners stand a chance? Is the defense going to be too much for LJ?
Against the Ravens?
Against the Ravens.
Nah, Lamar Jackson, this motherfucker's on another planet right now. And I mean, the Niners defense is disciplined. They get after the quarterback. They run the ball. They eat up the clock. Like, they play sound football. This is shit you would teach. This is the shit you would run your high school team with. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Eat up the clock, fucking play defense, get stops, and call it a day. Get the win. I mean, this the Pete Carroll shit. You know what I mean? So that's exactly what you do. It's just with Lamar Jackson and them. The scary thing with them is they're not afraid of nobody. You know what I mean? So that's why with Baltimore.
You don't think that Niner line pumps any fear into that?
Fuck no. Come on now, man.
No, I'm just asking because it's
because they're gonna go right at them. They're gonna go right at them. They're not. See, it's not. What's it called? Like it's not the Patriots. Like they're not gonna go run fucking schemes and run 5 wide to spread everybody out and shit like that. I think Baltimore has their identity, and that's why they're so successful because they don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? They're just gonna run it down your throat, stop it, and nobody has, stopped it yet.
So Pooh, Mr. The man right now in the NFL, nobody can't tell you nothing. Bang bang Niner gang.
Hey, I'm a realist though.
You are a realist.
I got some shit for it.
So how do you feel? Let's just first start with you.
With the Niners?
With the Niners. Next, and let's start with this Lamar Jackson Raven game. Okay. How confident are you going in?
Well, before I start there, I gotta say something else. When this whole debate started, I said on record that we'd probably go about 12-4.
Mm-hmm.
And my boy Syme said we were gonna go 2-6 to finish the season. So he's hedging his bet.
He's hedging.
And guess what? We already won the 2.
Yeah.
So we got to lose the rest of them for them to come out correct. I'm just put that out.
No, I didn't say 2-6.
You
I said 2-5.
You said 2. Well, it was,
no, I said because I didn't put no money on Atlanta or the Rams.
No,
you crazy. I thought you got the Green Bay game, but I'm still standing firm on the Saints and the Ravens and in Seattle.
My point is, you said we would only win 2 games. 2 games.
Okay, so the Rams. Okay, so you got fucking one ahead. You
okay.
One ahead.
All right.
Man, take that shit, man. Hey, the fucking Salvation Army is ringing the fucking bell right now. So take your fucking quarter and get the fucking stepping.
Look,
fuck on.
Look, I'm gonna get to my Niners.
Yeah, go ahead.
Look, you can pull it up, right? What happened to that so-called playoff team Green Bay that beat the shit out of the Raiders?
They got worked.
They got fucking worked.
Yeah, and San Diego worked them. Like, what the? Do you want a cookie? You know what I mean?
It's a matchup thing. I called that shit days ahead.
Yeah, y'all can fuck with quarterbacks that run 5.3 40s and shit like that. So, but when you get somebody that run a 4.7 or better, well, you have problems.
Where? And who is that?
Russell Wilson.
Look, they ain't no fucking
L gang, baby. LL gang, baby.
Who the fuck is L gang?
Y'all, because Russell Wilson, y'all can't handle them scrambling quarterbacks.
Look,
y'all basic ass, slow ass fucking defense and shit.
This nigga is using my information against me.
What do you mean? I'm using facts. Hey, did you win against Seattle? Did y'all win?
Look,
did you win? Did you say you were gonna win?
That's baseless.
Did you say you were gonna win?
I said we would split
I'm not
Seattle.
using your information. That's the shit I told you.
I said we would split with Seattle.
Morpheus is in the motherfucking building, Neo. All right, all right. The object of the spoon, the reason that it moves is it's not there.
Look, you can say all the jokes you want, but you ain't got no information behind what you're saying. No, I said just like this. Look,
I'm 1-1.
You 1-1.
Yeah. I took discount double checking. That was a fuck up. I thought they would pass, but unfortunately they couldn't move the ball.
How many touchdowns did your team score this past weekend?
No, we talk about not fuck my team. Come here. You're not my baby mama. Don't bring up old shit. Let's talk about your team. That's the subject of conversation.
He was trying to talk.
I was trying to talk. You had your bullshit segment. I'm trying to say some real shit here. You jumped in. This nigga jumped in like his turn to fuck. Wait, nigga, I'm still fucking. I'm still stroking.
He's still stroking. Oh shit!
All right, so check it out.
So go ahead.
Look, I said we would split with Seattle. I didn't say this game. Look, look.
Sweet.
And what else did I say? I said when it comes to division games, they can go any way.
They can be tough.
You know what I'm saying? Like Arizona, we played them motherfuckers every year twice. This year when we played Murray the first time, it's a new coach, new quarterback. We never seen him. He runs a fucking 4.3 40. He was active, so he gave us problems. We beat him, but he gave us problems. So the second time around, I knew he would give us problems again, but we were able to beat him.
Right.
Russell Wilson, he's probably the best escape artist in the NFL. I know Lamar Jackson is just a pure athlete, but I think Russell Wilson is probably the best escape artist in the league.
Might be the best quarterback
because
in the league too.
I mean, he does it all. Like Lamar Jackson, I know I'm getting up my point a little bit. Lamar Jackson is if he's in rhythm, it's like you can't fuck with him.
You can't fuck with him.
But Russell Wilson is like an improvisation artist. You know what I mean? Like if the play breaks down, he'll get out the pocket, scramble around, go deep on you. I haven't seen Lamar do that yet. He just hit his tight ends and whatever in his little rhythm. So I mean, Seattle got us. At the same time, like I didn't really feel bad about that because we were a backup kicker.
My text messages say different.
Your text messages don't say shit. In the third quarter of the game, he was so happy that my team was down. This nigga said that we quit because we stopped running the ball in the third quarter. We still had the whole fourth to go, and then I don't even think you text in the fourth quarter. So my text messages say that nigga, you didn't say shit the whole fourth quarter. This nigga started cooking oodles and noodles when we were watching the game. He told me himself when the
they was done in 3 minutes, and I was ready to eat at the end of the game.
Okay,
with your heartbroken ass, Brandy.
It wasn't no heartbroken, nigga. The game was so up and down. I was just happy to get like it was
a good game.
Man, the shit was I ain't gonna lie to you, like
it was a good game.
To lose that way, that's the loss I'll take. Because no matter how good my team is, the expectation that my team will go undefeated is just not going to happen.
Yeah,
so if we're going to take a loss because our kicker missed the kick in overtime and theirs didn't, shit, I'll take that.
That's a game.
Straight
That's
up.
How it happens.
Okay, so to go forward.
Go forward, yeah. Niners going forward. Baltimore, New Orleans, Atlanta, Rams, Seattle. 3 games away against the 3 better teams. And then you get my cupcake Falcons at home. And then you get the Rams, who look like they're fucked up.
Okay.
I don't know what's wrong with them.
Bro.
Yeah.
Baltimore.
Don't
get me wrong.
Away.
Look, that's a scary proposition, but Baltimore can be beat.
Okay.
Baltimore can be beat if you can outscore them, number 1.
Right.
Number 2, if you make them turn the ball over. Lamar hasn't turned the ball over recently, so they just been dominating. Like when they lost to the Browns, he turned the ball over like 3 times, and the Browns scored. And when they're playing from behind, that 1966 offense
doesn't work.
Yeah. So that's the only chance we got. Well, I ain't gonna say it like that because we can score too.
Right.
I mean, they got a good defense, but if you watch the Rams-Baltimore game, they had the best corner in the league, Jalen Ramsey. He was a non-factor because Lamar Jackson doesn't challenge the outside receiver.
Right. Everything was slants.
You know what I mean? Everything's in the inside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like they have good corners too.
Yeah.
If we play, let's just say we had the same scheme, run the ball, throw it to Kittle, them in the middle, we can eliminate their good corners.
Right.
And their D line and all that is not as strong as like Green Bay had a hell of a pass rush with their ends. Baltimore doesn't have that pass rush.
Right.
They have one good D end, but the rest of them aren't. So it's like it's gonna be a game. It's in Baltimore, so in my mind I kind of feel like I kind of give the edge to Baltimore. Okay. It's on the road.
Because the weather.
I don't even know what the weather's going to be. I just feel like I said it publicly. Garoppolo, he doesn't seem that poised to me, and I kind of feel like in a hostile environment, he's a little shaky in the pocket.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but I think we still have a chance. All right, so to get past them, to get to New Orleans.
New Orleans in the dome.
I'm not really worried about New Orleans. I mean, they can run the ball too, but I'm not really worried about that because if you watch the Green Bay game, and you should know this more than anybody because you got their running back on your fantasy team, he didn't do shit.
Yeah.
We shut that shit down. New Orleans, I feel like we could Atlanta shut their run game. Now I feel like we could do the same. And then Drew Brees, he's not mobile. He's a sitting duck too, and he's fragile. Mm-hmm. And I think our D-line could fuck him up. And he's small. The one advantage that we have nobody talks about is both of our D tackles are 6'7". You know, we don't just have small D linemen. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't fear the Saints.
And that's hard for him to see the passing lanes and things of that nature. You know where the window's going to be open at because again. Breeze is one of those short, you know.
Roll out.
Yeah, he's got to roll out.
He got to roll out. That's what I'm saying. So I'm not really worried about them too much. They got Michael Thomas, which no one seems to stop. Yeah. I think y'all might have slowed him down.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like I know Sherman's not like a shutdown corner. He shuts down his side.
Right.
But if you bracket Thomas and force someone else to make a play,
right?
I think you can beat New Orleans.
Are we really going to count on Ginn Jr. to come up?
I'm not worried about
it. Yeah.
Then what's the next game?
Atlanta, you're killing us.
Well, I said it last time. I wouldn't be surprised if Atlanta's the team.
Nah,
but
our offensive line is horrible. Our defense is uninspired, and Quinn needs to get the fuck out of here. And it's in Frisco, and it's Shanahan versus us.
Yeah.
So I think that's gonna be ugly. I think Shanahan is gonna let the dogs out on us. I really do. I think he's gonna make a statement, and because I've said this many times, and I know it's crazy, but I honestly feel that Quinn should have been the fuck out of here after that lost Super Bowl, and you keep Shanahan because again our offense has never been the same. Personnel for the most part is the same. All the players who left the system. What's my man from now with the Bears? Gabriel.
Oh yeah, Doug Gabriel.
Doug Gabriel.
Sanu.
What's he doing? Nothing. Sanu left. We traded Sanu. Sanu's solid. It's just that he can't. He's not the number one receiver, and that's what he's. It looks like they're asking him to be the number one receiver in New Orleans or New England, and that ain't working. You know what I mean? But we never got back. We're trash, so that's a whooping. The Rams at home for y'all. That should be a cakewalk.
I mean, to be honest with you, the personnel that got to the Super Bowl is still there. Sometimes you can catch, but I mean, it's at our house.
Yeah, you guys are at home, and in my opinion, the Rams look like they don't even want to play together.
Honestly, look, okay, let's just say we lose Baltimore. I kind of said I felt like we can get New Orleans. So we lose Baltimore, that makes us 10-2. We get New Orleans, that's 11-2. We get y'all, that's 12-2. I think by then, if the Rams, I think they have about 5 or 6 losses now. They may have folded the tent by then.
And it could, that could be.
Gurley might, because he's not healthy like that.
Yeah.
So we can get them. So that'll make us what, 13-2.
13-2.
13-2 going into Seattle now. That game could be major because if Seattle doesn't lose again, then it'll be it'll end up being for the number one spot.
Yeah.
But as good as Seattle is, they're not. Look, I watched the Philly game.
Yeah.
Seattle doesn't have no fucking offense. Yeah. They really don't. They have Russell Wilson who scratches and claws and gets them points.
It makes shit happen.
Yeah, but other than I may be one of the only motherfuckers who feel this way, but I think if what's name don't fucking fold it, because they say he's not good in the spotlight games. I think Minnesota manhandled Seattle Monday night. That's just my gut feeling.
So you think that Cousins is gonna step up and do something?
He's the wild card.
Yeah.
And he kind of proved it this year when he played Dallas. Everyone thought they would lose.
When Thielen called him out, and then Thielen is coming back. Yeah. I think this week off the hammy.
I think Minnesota is no one's pick, but I think they have a lot of components.
I think they have the number one roster in the league.
I think they can do a lot of good things, and I agree. I think it's Cousins who underperforms, and I don't know if you can ever break that. I don't know if, because we all know that this is a quarterback league. Either that or you just have to have this lights out defense and a game manager. And maybe Cousins might be a game manager, but then again, he does some shit that game managers don't do. Turn the ball over, take chances that you necessarily don't have to. So Cousins has always been a weird quarterback for me because it looks like there's some times where he is maybe in that top 15, and then there looks like some times where he doesn't even. And I'm saying throughout his career, not and then there's some times where it's like this dude shouldn't maybe even be starting.
He's a poor man's Phillip Rivers. He's not athletically gifted as far as with the arm strength,
Right.
but that's what he's gonna. He can go off for 300. You
Right.
know what I mean? And
He has those stretches where he looks
go
real
over
good.
the top. I'll give him credit to where he'll take those risks. You know what I mean? You got game managers that are throw it 10, 15 yards, and that's about as far as they're gonna go downfield. But with Cousins, he'll go over the top, and then the thing that's protecting him right now is Dalvin Cook is healthy.
Dalvin Cook's healthy. He's out there doing it.
They got a two-headed monster. The kid from San Bernardino.
Madison.
Madison.
Yeah.
Look, they got
The tight ends.
They got Rudolph and they got Irv Smith out of Alabama, the tight end. They got Thielen and Diggs.
Yeah.
That's so like I'm saying, if they get into, let's just say Cousins plays a decent game and they can put up 28.
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem.
Points,
Yeah.
I really don't know if Seattle can match it. The reason why I say that is I watched the Philly game. Russell Wilson hit a touchdown on a flea flicker. They had to.
Yeah, they had to do.
They had to. You know what I mean? They had to scheme a touchdown.
Yeah.
See, but with Seattle, their strength is not the offense. The problem is the defense is disciplined enough to keep Russell Wilson in the fucking game. And what the fucking problem is if Russell Wilson has a chance to fucking close the fucking game, then if he's got the last, like Tom Brady, if they got the last fucking series, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you're sweating it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Want him with the ball, man.
They're not gonna be 100%, but
definitely
they got a 70% chance of pulling that shit out. You know?
Yeah, I mean, so I look at it like, okay, in the game they played against the Niners, I think it was a hit with Sherman hit Lockett. He hasn't been healthy since. In the Philly game, he was a no-show. The athletic ass Metcalf nigga can't catch. I don't know if y'all been noticed. He can't.
No, he can't, and it's frustrating because I like.
He's stiff as fuck.
I like him.
He is limber.
He appears to be very stiff, unathletic.
He's a one-trick pony. He's a deep threat. That's it.
Yeah, and that his hand-eye coordination is off too.
You look like that big kid mama took care of and shit. You know what I mean? Mama packed his lunch and shit when he spent the night at the house.
And, and when Minnesota, they got a lot of all-pros on defense. Well, Minnesota's defense
it's always been real.
It's way better than Seattle's defense, honestly.
I'll give him that.
You know what I mean? So I think they could lose. I don't even know what their schedule is, but I think Minnesota can get issues. And then, to be honest with you, when it comes to our division, Arizona's going to knock somebody off. They're good enough. Like Kyler Murray, I don't know if you've noticed him over the middle stretch of the season, he's been lights out.
He's getting better.
They're not losing because of him.
Yeah,
they're just losing because they can't fucking stop people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think they're going to sneak up and get somebody. And then we get to the last game in the season. Well, we already talking about that one. It depends how the seeding is. Like I told Simon last time, if we're number one seed and Seattle's a couple games behind us, or however that goes, I think we rest players and we'll fuck around and lose to Seattle. It won't even matter.
It won't even matter. Yeah, that's true.
Let me jump to the other side real fast.
The Raiders.
Because you went through the Raiders.
Los Raiders.
I barely started watching them.
Okay.
And I know they said the Carr got benched against the Jets. I didn't watch the game, but I kind of had a theory with that. They kind of got manhandled, and they were saying Carr was having his best year. I kind of feel like at some point in that game, they knew they weren't going to win it, so why let them take punishment? You know what I mean? Concede this one. Let's come back strong next week.
Because they sat Jacobs too.
So do you think Carr is the Raiders quarterback of the future, or do you think that because they have to re-up him this year, right? No.
With Carr,
when did they re-up him? A year or two?
We 2 years ago. But with Carr, I mean, is he the quarterback of the future? Nah. And I've always had this theory. Me and my brother always argued about it. That Carr don't have heart. You know what I mean? Like he ain't gonna take that fucking shot in the chin to throw the shit downfield for the game-winning pass. He gonna fucking just throw it away or,
So you're saying he doesn't just have that dog?
Slide. But the thing I will give Carr is he's efficient enough that, I mean, there's a lot of shitty starting quarterbacks, and he's not on that level of a shitty starting quarterback. Now, he's not getting paid top dollar as far as the upper echelon quarterbacks. He's kind of fucking in the median. So for him to be efficient and run the offense as he does, we're not going to win the Super Bowl with him or no shit like that, but we can be in the middle of the pack and save it for, a discount until we can bring a fucking somebody to build around. Because the theory was Gruden wasn't fucking with Carr last year because they were scared of the rumor. Last year we could have got him off the books in March and not took any shot. We could have took the shot last year, but not this year as far as being on the books.
Now you're on the hook for him.
So we're on the hook for him for I think it's one more year.
Yeah, a lot of these teams right now, they're really seeing what their quarterbacks can do because they're superstars on the horizon coming out of college. You know, I kind of feel like Tua just fucked around and got hurt and fell right to Carolina. That's just my gut feeling because he's not going to go on the top. I just don't think he can't work out with that kind of injury. He's injury prone. He falls to a contender.
So, but do you think Carolina takes him because I mean Cam was banged up? Do you think they? I mean, that, and let's talk about that just real quickly. How far does Tua drop now? Is this? I mean, because it's not technically the Bo Jackson injury, but it's very similar to that. And any hip type of injuries in football are usually done dotted.
Well, I mean, what happened was, I forgot the exact term. When Bo got hurt, there was some type. I don't forgot what
his whole socket got ripped out. Or some crazy shit.
See, they put it back in socket. That was fine.
Yeah.
But what it was a cartilage there. They didn't check that, so it slowly deteriorated, and that's the end of his career.
Shit.
With Tua, since they had the Bo Jackson injury,
They knew.
went and checked that to make sure that was okay first. But all the reports are coming out of Alabama, so they're saying you can believe them, but they may just be,
Right.
you know, saying that he's going to be 100. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's going to take time. You know,
Yeah.
I do feel like he could fall to them. There's a couple of other teams that's right there on the fence that just need a quarterback. You know what I mean? Let's just say like y'all just talking about Kirk Cousins. I know they owe him another year, but like a team like Minnesota, you just never know.
Yeah, you could take a first round flyer on Tua if he's still on the board,
Yeah.
and you're at 24, and you're like, hey, we got a year of Cousins, we got a year to see if Tua's healthy, and we can do what was the team Arizona that ended up trading Rosen that year. Yeah.
Since they got this rookie scale, it doesn't hurt you to get rid of a $20 million quarterback because you're not paying him $60 to start his career.
Right,
Exactly.
And
Real
then
shit.
it just so happens the next year the Golden Boys coming, Trevor Lawrence, and then you got Fields from Ohio State, and you know motherfuckers gonna want both of them.
Both
so,
of them, yeah.
I mean, so
Yeah, there's a lot of good young quarterbacks who are coming out. So
another thing, cause we kind of glanced over it.
Yeah.
Not saying that they're like the greatest ever, but since Tennessee benched Mariota, they're 5-1.
and now who's starting?
Tannehill was fucking
Tannehill's
balling, bro.
Tannehill.
But and it's crazy
Tannehill was
because
balling.
Henry is balling too. I have
Yeah.
him on my fantasy team, and the
I
last
got my ass blew out.
ever
'cause
since
fucking
ever
Super
since they
Bowl
benched
got hit, man.
Mariota,
Money 'cause his ass.
ever since they benched Mariota, now it's like Henry's like playing now. Like he's
Bro,
out
you
there
know-
actually doing it, and it's crazy that how you might have that quarterback that is just bringing you down. The players are tired of the same results. They have to say we believe in them, but I think when you go out there, you're like, man, I've been fucking going out with this cat for 4 years, and all we do is fucking lose behind this dude.
Look at Carolina.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, they started the season looking bad, and then they put old boy in, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they just
They
lost to
started
the
winning
Saints. But
again.
look,
They lost
they
by
could-
field goal.
They could have folded because the Saints had them like over 10, and they
Yeah.
fought back, and they
Yeah,
missed
they
the fucking
did.
field goal
Yeah,
just
they
by
did.
having new energy, not having a limited quarterback. Like Cam has a
Right.
strong arm, but he's not the most accurate.
No,
you know
he's
what I mean?
not.
It changes the dynamic of the team. I brought up that team because they're playing tough, and I can't just say for sure that that's just an easy win for the Raiders. You just never
Right.
fucking know.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's my only jab at the Raiders. The
So
rest of
the-
them niggas they can get.
Raiders play Carolina.
No,
or
we
no?
didn't play Carolina.
No, I'm talking about Tennessee.
Oh, Tennessee. Yeah, that's
Like,
gonna be tough.
We'll
one.
beat them.
But it's
Yeah,
at
that's a tough
it's
game.
at home, so we'll see what happens with that.
I think we'll get them at home.
Yeah.
That Chiefs game, the Chiefs ain't who they were, man. I
I know
don't.
that, but I seen we jumped on them the first game, and I thought, oh man, we about to run these motherfuckers off, and them motherfuckers pulled. They ended us. This shit, the game. I ain't never seen a game over in the second quarter, and it was just a 1 quarter performance where Mahomes and them just
Yeah,
fucking
he was
went
hot
on
for
a
like 12
run.
minutes, and that
I
was
remember
it.
that.
He
Yeah.
went on a fucking
And-
run, and I was
and-
just like, man, we ain't got nothing for him.
And that's the advantage I think that KC has over teams like the Raiders, where the Raiders don't have that player that can do some crazy shit for 10 minutes. You know what I mean? They do. They have, they have Mahomes, and
Hey, he
so,
was the best thing since sliced bread until Lamar Jackson stepped on the scene this year.
exactly, and that's, hey man, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Russell, Mahomes, and Lamar Jackson and Deshaun Watson. We'll throw Teddy Bridgewater in there just because Teddy did it for a minute, but there hasn't been black quarterbacks as dominant in a very long time, and they're all changing the game in their own way. That's the one thing I like, is that they're all slightly different. They're just not these Michael Vick carbon copy clones or whatever. And if we can just stop referring to Michael Vick, and not we, but the media, Michael Vick and Lamar Jackson in the same breath, because it's 2 different scenarios, 2 different players. Mike,
2 different times.
right, and Mike never had that chance to jump into an offense that was tailor-made and built for him. If we would have saw that, who knows what we would have saw, you know what I mean? So comparisons are cool, but I think they do a disservice to both of them. And of course, Lamar's definitely gonna have a much brighter career. And I think we just kind of need to fall back and stop, comparing them. The media needs to let him evolve so he can be the first Lamar Jackson. We can witness Lamar Jackson doing shit that no one is probably gonna ever do, for the next 5-10 years or whatever until that becomes a thing.
When it comes to Michael Vick, I think they only compare them because of the just pure speed. But they're not even the same type of like.
Right.
Mike Vick was a straight line speedster.
Yeah.
Like I used to see Vick like he would trip over the turf and fall down too. Certain shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas Lamar Jackson, in all honesty, he got that quote unquote quick shit.
Yeah.
He's more of a punt returner playing quarterback. That's what he looked like. Like he could stop and start, cut, zigzag.
It's like what was my man that used to play for the Kansas City Chiefs?
Dante Hall.
Was it Dante Hall? Like that little
joystick,
like human joystick shit. And with Vic, so. And the perfect example of this was the game on Monday night? The game on Monday night where the Red Sea parted and Lamar Jackson had that straight line to the end zone. He didn't end up getting there. He ended up getting stopped at the 1.
Yeah.
If that would have parted and that would have been Vic,
he would have went straight through.
He'd have went straight through and not been touched. That would have been an easy touchdown. And so the speed is completely different. Lamar is dope. I'm impressed with the fact that he's able to throw sidearm spirals and his accuracy. And Vic never had that accuracy. Probably doesn't have that accuracy now.
I'm gonna tell you one of the biggest, one of the things that Lamar Jackson benefits from the most. Melvin Ingram is a fucking beast.
He is.
He's a fucking beast.
And to Simon's point, and what's the other dude? Gary Edwards or whatever his name is. Gus Edwards. They run at you, and as that game progressed, you saw the Rams, who are usually a great defense. These cats are making arm tackles.
The meanest motherfucker in the middle.
Right. Well, they doubled him, so I understand that. But
still, it's still hard to do.
Fowler or whatever his name. These cats were trying to make arm tackles at some point. They were tired.
The one thing about the Rams,
they didn't want any more smoke.
Their finesse. They got speed more than girth.
Yeah.
And watch out for this because no one spoke on it. In that game, everyone saw it, but nobody really thought about it. They lost their center for the year. And that's major. They got a backup center now. You know what I mean?
You do that, that's a
You know what I mean? So you just never know. I mean, the game was already over by the time he went out.
Right.
You know what I mean? But the center is the most important lineman.
Because he's calling all the blocks and schemes and shit like that.
Yeah.
So pay attention to that too.
So speaking of no one is speaking. So Cap had his workout last week or the week before, right? And so still to this date, no word, no offers, no nothing. The only person that even got a look is the wide receiver Jordan. I think his name is Vesey. He went to Cal Berkeley. He actually got a workout this past Monday with the Cleveland Browns. So good look on that. So since then, Cap has put out this video. I don't know if you guys had a chance to see it, where it's on his Twitter or whatever. It's called "We've Been Ready for 3 Years." He's on there talking about how they've been ready, they've been waiting, tell the owners not to be afraid and stuff like that. They show him throwing 50-yard bombs and all this other stuff. So I'm gonna start with you, Pooh. Give me your thoughts on just the situation, man. It's been this 2 weeks and no one said anything. Do we even think at this point that he's got an opportunity to ever play football in the NFL again, Pooh? What are your thoughts, man?
I mean, I honestly feel like I understood why he did what he did because he wasn't fucking with them in that waiver or whatever the fuck that shit was.
Yeah.
But in honesty, it kind of backfired, I think, because since he did what he did and had that speech, now they got a scapegoat. They don't have to fuck with him at all. Now, you want to talk to us like that? Mm-hmm. Fuck you. You know what I mean? Straight up. So, I think he might be done. I mean, he's starting to come across as arrogant, and this is just my opinion. He's not talented enough to be that fucking arrogant. Like, you're not a commodity. You're in your 30s now. I know quarterbacks play longer, but they don't play your style. You run the ball. He's not like. If he did this shit when he was going deep into the playoffs, going to the Super Bowl, that type of shit, then I think it would have been more tolerable. But everyone saw once the NFL caught up to his skill set, he was just an average quarterback. And I know he was putting up decent numbers. Even though he was putting up decent numbers, we weren't fucking winning.
Right.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's about fucking dubs and fucking losses.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think it's unfortunate because he's still young. He can still play. If RG3 can throw fucking lollipop passes in the fourth quarter, rainbows and shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He should be able to do
He can do that shit too. Like, he's athletic enough to be Lamar Jackson's backup. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think he would be actually better
than
what's his name. But at the same time, like all of a sudden now he's like this. I don't know. This nigga is fucking Huey P. Newton or some shit. He's a yellow fucking civil rights.
He's a yellow panther.
Yeah, he's just all of a sudden he's like he won't talk to nobody. He want to come out and then he's calling motherfuckers out and this and that. I'm gonna tell you what I don't like, and I know we got female listeners. This nigga Broad talks too much.
Yeah.
He talks too fucking much. Like his woman talks for him. Like bitch, go make a pie and sit the fuck down. And I'm not even back in the NFL. I just don't like women speaking for their men. Like know your motherfucking place. Speak when you're told to fucking speak. Like bitch, you talk too much. That's just the way I feel. Yeah. I'm not trying to offend nobody. If I am, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
I mean, you ain't my bitch, so fuck you. Straight up. Know your role. I just don't like mouthy women.
Simon, what you think about this, man?
I mean, shit, it's been 3 years, and him coming back to the league is about as dead as Bo Jackson's hip cartilage. That shit is scraped up, gone. This shit, he done, man. And I mean, it was all a publicity stunt on the NFL's part and shit like that. I don't know what fucking triggered it, if it was Jay or, they felt they had to do something righteous for the holidays or whatever the fuck.
Rumor is it was one of the provisions of A, the settlement, B, supposedly Jay-Z's contract said that at some point Colin needs to get the thing, and then C, the NFL just tried to rope him in so that way they could stop any further litigation in the future. So I guess he can still. So one thing that's happening right now, and we haven't really talked about, is Byron Allen is basically having his case reviewed in the Supreme Court, where he's trying to sue Charter Communications, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it's Comcast for racial discrimination, because he wanted to buy some cable networks and shit like that, and they're trying to basically block this. So technically the same thing applies to Colin Kaepernick. He's saying my views are one of the reasons that you don't want to do business with me. Not the sole reason, because that's what Byron Allen is saying. It's not the sole reason. The Charter and Comcast are saying the reason we don't want you to buy these stations is not because you're black. Byron is saying, I think that's part of the reason. Doesn't have to be the whole entire reason. And I guess the law is that has to be currentently that can be the only reason that we're discriminating. He's trying to get that changed to, if that's just part of the reason, you still can't do it. And so and I'm just going out there, I haven't heard anybody else say this, I'm thinking that is the reason the NFL wanted to go ahead and get this shit taken care of, because all they have to do is take this to the Supreme Court. And if it becomes a Supreme Court case, then that's when the facts come out. That's when we really know where they can colluding to keep him out the league.
Evidence,
we get to hear all the shit that they're saying about people. There might be other people who come up and give us views of how they feel about African American quarterbacks, if there is a view in the league on that. So that's when the dirty laundry really comes out, and the league is going to do anything to try to tie that together so it doesn't come out so they're good. So in my opinion, I think that's why you force this to work out with the waivers and things of that nature. But I agree with you, man. I think it is. I think he is done for all intents and purposes, and I think he needs to accept it and then be an advocate for social justice now on a different level. You trying to advocate as the band player is not going to work anymore, because it's evident you are the band player. So let's continue to see you do some other things and use your platform to, really not so much, hey, I'm banned, but use a platform to bring light to other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. To strengthen my opinion, it's just funny how shit works. I have a Facebook memory from 5 years ago, November 27, 2014. And I said, no speed at receiver. Jonathan Martin, pussy ass, can't fucking block. Cap is fucking overrated. These damn Niners got me feeling like the fucking Lakers or a Raider fan.
Wow.
So, my opinion about Cap, I've been saying this shit for 5 years.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It's not like he's fucking starting quarterback material.
Yeah. That's fucked up. Hey, what's homeboy's name that we was watching today?
Jason Whitlock.
Yeah, Pooh Whitlock over here.
Jason Whitlock said some really foul shit.
No, but
Whitlock is a clown.
No, I know that.
Wiley's a fucking clown now too.
But with Kaepernick, man, like I said, when Harbaugh there, motherfuckers don't give him props to. This motherfucker took the Niners to the Super Bowl.
And they should have won.
That's how ungrateful y'all motherfuckers are. It's just like he's a bum and shit like that. He took y'all to the Super Bowl, Pooh. And
Look,
now,
go
no,
ahead.
this is listen. No,
Go ahead.
Now, this is where the fuck Cap fell off, at least with the Niners, is they changed the whole scheme of the offense. And before Harbaugh, they forced Harbaugh out of there, or to go ahead and resign, whatever the fuck happened in Frisco, because it was a power struggle with Harbaugh. The offensive coordinator that took him to the Super Bowl left the next year. So they were having Kaepernick, and I'm not a 49er fan, but they were having Kaepernick play in the offense in the scheme that didn't fit him. And to me, that's my pet peeve as far as like with the NFL and shit like that. They have loyalty to a lot of these coaches and shit because they've been in the league for fucking 30, 40 years. With our offensive coordinator now, it pissed me off with having him when we had Darren McFadden, because Darren McFadden is not a cutback fucking read the whole kind of running back. And at that time, Darren McFadden could have been better than he was if he would have just went with the straight power game and just, run the shit through the fucking hole, no cutback, no shit like that. Just, right. Fucking just downhill. So, I mean, they didn't adjust to the talent that they had, and that's why he fell the fuck off. Came back, they benched him, with the kneeling and shit like that, and then he came back at the end of the season and still was productive. He had fucking 16 touchdowns and 4 picks. Like, you know what I mean? Were you winning games? No, I mean, you had fucking Bruce Ellington at your fucking receiver. Like, who's gonna fucking win games with Bruce Ellington at your receiver?
I mean, but we never had receivers. I mean, Crabtree about the best receiver.
Yeah,
but
y'all had Harbaugh. You know what I mean? Y'all motherfucking what the fuck was the coach's name? Roman or some shit like that?
To be honest with you,
Roman?
Yeah. No, Greg Roman.
Greg Roman. Yeah.
To be honest,
with offensive line coach.
The scheme changed, but to me, it's been years now, so I can't really remember. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, Kaepernick was real like a point guard that can only go right. He was only passing the ball to his right, and once they start cutting that side of the field off and made him look for his third and fourth read, he was ineffective. They start sacking him.
Well, not that, and then you got to think beyond that shit, because that's Frank Gore was gone by then, so you don't have a running back that's getting 1,000 yards and facing the running game.
It was just attrition with the team. Our team started to slow down. I mean, in all honesty, he did his part. He was an explosive game manager, in my opinion. We made it as far as we made it because our defense was elite at the time.
And then you had injuries. You had my man who's up now for the Hall of Fame, Patrick Willis or whatever.
LeVar Bowman.
Y'all had some really good defenders, and I think once those injuries on the defensive side started amounting, then that offense looked real shaky, and that's why that regressed.
Here's a little nugget. The old coordinator when Kaepernick was doing this shit, you know where he is now?
Where?
Baltimore.
Oh, it's
Musgrave.
Baltimore. Yeah. They got. Matter of fact, they have two. They have the one, I forgot his name, the one that coached McNabb in Philly, and Kaepernick. So they have both of them on the staff. So I give Baltimore all the props in the world because they brought in the staff, to suit him.
When Atlanta fires Dimitroff, I hope they throw a boatload of money at Ozzie Newsome and try to get him to come back out of retirement to Atlanta. You know what I mean? Because he set them up. They're set up. He's the one that told them you got to build around this kid, and bring in these dudes, and now look what they're doing. You know what I mean? So, props to them. Anything else on this whole NFL thing before we actually get into some music real quick?
Go ahead and get into it, because I could talk this shit all night.
Nah, that's cool. That's cool. So something we missed. And this was actually a piggyback off a question that Simon's gonna get into a little bit later. So Dre and Kanye were photographed in the studio. Supposedly, Jesus is King Part 2 collabo between Ye and Dre. Real quickly, would that interest any of you to hear Kanye and Dr. Dre on a collaboration album musically?
Yeah. I would like to hear the production.
Right.
As far as the rhymes and all that. I don't know, is Dre supposed to be rapping on this shit?
I doubt Dre is going to have, ghost written gospel bars like, I praise the Lord every day.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to hear what it sounds musically, because, look, as much as I hate Kanye, as a producer, Kanye's dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we all know how Dre's revered and shit. So the two of them, I would like to hear what it sounds like. But for me to it's not the same, man. Like, we grew up in an era where we like look forward to releases.
Right.
I don't look forward to shit.
Nah.
You know, it could be the dopest niggas rapping right now. I'm not waiting on the fucking release. I just hear it when it comes.
Yeah.
That's just me. I just think we've been
Disappointed.
so long. You know what I'm saying? You know,
It's just too much bullshit to sift through.
I feel like a bitch that's fucking and the nigga didn't give me the $40.
Sam, what about this Ye and Dre?
Yeah, that ship is sailed. Like I with Dre, the Compton album was fucking terrible. The production, I didn't like that shit whatsoever. And
I
then
still haven't even heard it.
yeah,
Never.
well
I've heard snippets of
hey,
it.
you saving a headache. There you go. I'd have saved you a ibuprofen pickup at fucking CVS. But
So let me ask you this: what two producers, if they were to collabo, just off the top of the head, would be something you would definitely be checking for? Project.
it's hard now, man. You know, it's real hard because you really don't hear the production to the standard that, you know, in which music was produced back then. You know what I mean? So, honestly, I couldn't get excited right now.
What about you, Pooh? It's off the top.
I really don't know because, like Dre and Kanye, that's like as mainstream as mainstream.
Yeah,
gets.
name wise, that's a big
You know
collaboration.
what I mean? But I mean, there's some underground type producers who I like you know, like if you had like let's just say a Pete Rock or a Premier type shit, you know, some niggas like that a collab, or like a Alchemist, and you know what I mean, what's my nigga I can't even think of his name, the one that always fuck with Freddie Gibbs now,
Madlib.
like I like them type of
Yeah,
producers, but they ain't
yeah.
gonna get the light of day.
Yeah, I like that what you said, but so that would be my two. I want to hear Premier and Alchemist
Yeah.
co-produce the album.
That'd be
You know,
crazy.
especially with the sampling and then Premier with the cuts on the. You
Yeah.
know, I think that would be next level. Plus, just the artists they both fuck with artists I want to hear rap.
Yeah.
So that would be something where they have the same ear for the same type of MCs. I think that's the thing with the Kanye and the Dre that would scare me the most is they're all over the place. So, and then where's the balance? Because they're completely two different producers. So do I want to hear Dre drums over a soulful Kanye sample? You know what I mean? There'd be competing shit sonically for me. You know what I mean? I would say this, if maybe Kanye produced the record and then Dre engineered it, cleaned it up.
Yeah, that's what it kind of sounds
I
like. to
think
me.
that would be the win. If Dre's the guy who's just turning the knobs and
Yeah.
fine tuning shit, then yeah. But I don't ever think we're gonna get the record because these are two of the biggest bullshitters on the planet. Motherfuckers are still waiting for Detox. You know what I mean? And Ghostface record and all this other shit that Dre had cooking up in the vault. We waiting for Truth Hurts 2, or did she ever get an album? Or yeah, she did,
yeah,
right?
well,
Yeah. So there's a lot of shit that this motherfucker hasn't followed up on, and the same thing with Kanye. This motherfucker, we got to watch. Not that I cared, Watch the Throne 2 and all this other shit that never dropped. So that looked like a photo op to me. Well, you had a question, Simon. You were saying what?
As far as production and shit, or not even production, but this music is just sonically changed. Rappers get a lot of the fucking criticism as far as not being creative enough, and you know, that's the drop off of hip hop, you know. And I was thinking, like, it's really not rappers, you know what I mean? Yeah, they're at fault as far as the content and you know, the rhyme schemes and patterns. Well, rhyme schemes they're up to speed, but as far as the content and shit like that, but music sonically has changed. I mean, I've been listening to shit, you know, from the fucking 80s and the 90s, and just listening to the shit in the headphones. The production, you know, motherfuckers was actually playing instruments and shit like that. There was breakdowns in music as far as bridges and shit like that. The production would change. It wouldn't be the same 4 bars running through the whole fucking track. And I was thinking, like, has the production or engineers and producers at fault for the downfall of this simplistic shit as well? Because I mean, with the production, the shit don't change. It's the same fucking beat looped. Okay, so same beat that's looped, and then, you know, with the engineering, you know, it's the standard, you know, record the doubles, and then you got the fucking ad libs. But that's all it is. But as far as, anything else with the harmonizing or underneath shit. There's no bridges or nothing fly that they did back then, and it's crazy because back then motherfuckers didn't have the technology that they have now, so you would think that they would be way more creative with putting the pieces of the puzzle together as opposed to where the fuck they are right now. And we kind of fell for the standard of just accepting what the fuck is out there. So it's crazy that with the engineers that's recording this shit and putting it together, as well as the producers that's making these beats in the music, how the fuck they're so behind on some shit that was created over 30 almost 40 years ago.
I just thought about something, D.
Yeah.
On that collab shit, somebody just hit my head and just out of the blue, and I know you can respect it, and I think they've worked together before. I want to hear that Alchemist London Drugs collaboration.
Yeah, that'd be hard as fuck.
You know what I mean? That's my favorite at the moment right now.
Yeah, that I would want to hear that actually over Alchemist and Premiere. But to piggyback off what you're saying, Simon, I think the reason that producers don't get the blame right now is because that's what the sounds now in hip hop or in just I guess music now. It's all about chasing the sound, not really establishing the sound. Where beforehand, like you said, you have people who were more aware and more, I guess, learned when it comes to their craft. Now you got someone just throw up a little beat, download some little drums and starts fucking around, and now you can make a little SoundCloud beat or Nas old country, Little X country road shit, upload to SoundCloud, and next thing you know, now it goes. Where before you had not only the musicians, the producers, but the rappers were also more aware of music as well. So you couldn't come with them just with some garbage tracks. Everybody now is trying to rap over whatever, and the producers don't have to be held accountable. And musically, people like Nas, we don't say he chooses bad producers. We say he picks bad beats. Yeah. He has a horrible ear. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, the only way I think a producer could get outed that way or blamed that way is if it was a production album. Like if Mustard dropped something and all 14 tracks were boo-boo, then musically that were boo-boo, we'd say, oh yeah, that's on Mustard. But Mustard's going to give us some shit that sounds good, but then put some bullshit artists on there, and we're going to blame the rappers. You know
I'm going to tell you what I've noticed on that front. It kind of reminds me of about, I don't know, let's just say at the end of the golden era, where we were saying the DJ no longer matters.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This day and age, it kind of seems like the producer doesn't matter in this new generation of hip hop. It's not just, we really don't have a lot of MCs. The MCs that we do have, quote unquote MC, they're more like rock stars.
Yeah.
They're revered as, for what they look like.
The imagery.
The imagery more than what they're spinning. So it's like they're pushing more of the image of the artist and not the production of the track. You know what I mean? So it kind of pushes the
And the key to that, and I'm glad you brought that up, is because one of the most successful young producers, I would say over the last 5, maybe 6 years, I could be wrong on how long the kid's been doing it, is Metro Boomin. And Metro Boomin, 3 or 4 years ago, that was the name, Metro Boomin. Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you, some bullshit or whatever.
Yeah.
Now where the fuck is Metro Boomin at? Did Metro Boomin stop forgetting how to make beats? You know what I mean?
All of them cats down south, like Southside. It was it used to be a crew. I can't even think off the top of my name. Where all of them Atlanta producers was all on top. All at one time, like it was like a crew of them.
Right.
And now you don't even fucking hear them.
Right, because now everyone's chasing that sound.
Yeah.
So you don't need to fuck with Metro Boomin to get a Metro Boomin sound beat, or you don't have to fuck with Southside to get a Southside beat. Now I feel what the white kid's name is. He's real. Murder Beats. You don't have to fuck with Murder Beats to get a murder sounding beat. You get the like sounding beat. And again, if you have 100,000 followers, or 20,000 followers, or 30,000 followers, because you're doing goofy shit online, you make a rap song. The beat sounds like what everybody else is listening to, and next thing you know, now you're doing things. So yeah, it's a consumer. It's the industry, that things are changed. So there's a lot of whack producers out there that are eating, and cats are rhyming over the beats because, hey, this is the sound right now. You know what I mean? So I don't like it, but hopefully, like you said, Pooh, we don't get people chasing the look anymore. But it's gonna happen. We saw what happened the other day at the American Music Awards. Best rap album, fucking Post Malone.
Yeah, I didn't even see none of the results of that shit.
Do we care? I mean, we know, us three sitting at this table know that these award shows are bullshit, but this is what happens. Like, again, when we don't have, we've talked about this before in the show, when we don't have a council, when we don't have, for lack of better words, or some sort of union, everybody else has it. Every other music, type of music, genre of music has that official body. And we are still hip-hop, rap, whatever the fuck you want to call us, we are still not official. So when people like the New York Times write an article that says, hey, Drake is why rappers are singing now, thank him. And then you got someone like Fonte who gets heated and jumps on Twitter and says, the fuck out of here. We've been doing this a long time ago. Motherfuckers never heard of Bone Thugs in Harmony. You know what I mean? Like, without any of that, we don't get a Drake. Did Drake take the genre of the sing-song rap nigga and take it to another level? Yes, he did. But he's got songs where he's paying homage to Little Brother and Fonte and cats like that, So because we don't have an official body to come back and refute these facts and say, hey, not the case, do the knowledge in these areas, it's, we're just this rudderless ship out in the middle of the ocean, and whatever wind comes, whether it's the industry wind or the trendy mainstream wind or whatever it is, that's just where we're blown.
Set the sails
we're blown. You know what? Real shit. I can't believe I'm actually going to say this because a nigga didn't like him at the time, even though I did like the artist. This is real shit. I like hip hop better when New York was the overseer of the culture.
The gatekeepers of the culture. Yeah.
I liked it better back then. It was just, I don't know, it just seemed more pure.
It was definitely, I agree, more authentic, and again, you kind of had some skills because that mindset, even though you were from the West Coast, you still knew that the culture meant you still had to be skillful.
Yeah.
To, so no matter where you at, what was dude who could spit from Chicago? Was his name Ray Cash or whatever?
Ray Cash.
The little light-skinned dude, or he's from Detroit?
Missouri
or Indiana.
Yeah,
he's from Indiana,
like
my bad. But so someone like a Ray Cash from Indiana, you heard him, you knew he spit, you knew he fucked with the culture. You were fucking with him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Bobby Creekwater, these people that just come out of nowhere, you know what I mean? You can understand they have talent, so I'm fucking with you no matter where you're at. We joked around a couple weeks ago, last time we sat down, Bubba Sparks. Bubba could spit. So we fucked with him. He wasn't a Machine Gun Kelly. He wasn't a G-Eazy. You know what I mean? So there was people who came up in the culture understanding you had to have skill. Now that understanding of skill is completely removed, in my opinion, and now you have people, how can we get on?
Yeah, because all of a sudden, and I don't like to I can't say I don't like to diss people, but like Megan Thee Stallion?
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't get that shit at all.
I don't get it. I've tried to sit down, listen to some freestyles. She just sounds like a whack Juicy J.
I mean, it's just, it's like there's no, I had the word a minute ago before I made the other point. It's like, there's no standards in hip hop no more.
Nah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can just come out and do what you want to do, and everything is fine. As long as you're like, to wrap it all up, you can come out like 6ix9ine, not even on no snitching or gang banging shit. Just come out and make some hippity hoppity music that motherfuckers can dance around to, and now all of a sudden the revered MCs in the game are trying to align themselves with you so they can stay hot.
Exactly.
Where back in the day you had to actually have talent, and you know what I mean, you had to be original.
Right.
Originality in hip hop is gone. That's why the producers is dying, like you were saying, because you don't have to have your own skill set. Like Mustard. Okay, Mustard came with the 808 drums like the South, but he's replaying all of old West Coast songs, but this new generation have never heard him, so they think that's his new shit. But back in the day, he would have got fucking slapped for that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. He'd have been a biter.
You know what I mean? There's no such thing as a biter no more.
Nah. And that's so evident with you. Listen to, what's the cat? The Tory Lanez who just dropped the Chicks Tape 5 or whatever, and you're just reflipping all your shit that you grew up with. You know what I mean? And now when you listen to it, that's what it is. It's the reflip, the repackaging. It's producers recreating a beat that they really loved when they were coming up. And, you know, it's unfortunately one of the biggest stains on the game right now. Shit, man, before we get out of here, because I know we got some things to attend to. Anything y'all want to say, y'all want to touch on before we get the fuck out of here?
Yeah.
Nah?
That was quick.
That's well. Hey, we're giving them an hour.
Okay.
It's a power hour. It felt like it was quick because shit.
You know, I was running late. Okay, my
But
bad,
we was
my bad.
nah. It's all good. We was talking about we was giving them that that NFL knowledge right here. You know what I mean? So before we get out of here, folks, you know where you can find us: Lisbon, Spotify, Facebook, Google Play, and YouTube. Just Google an honest conversation, and then you can drop honest conversation about hip hop, and then you can drop any of those little things I just said. Honest conversation about hip hop, Spotify, gonna bring you to our page. Honest conversation about hip hop, Facebook's gonna bring you to our page. So like, subscribe, and definitely go ahead and follow. Happy Thanksgiving, or to you woke folks, whatever you're gonna do tomorrow. Just be happy that you're doing it and able to do it. I'm gonna sit my fat ass down, eat some turkey and shit like that, and enjoy myself. But to my woke brothers that aren't gonna go to work, you ain't that woke. You won't walk up into the job. You know, you're gonna take that day off, enjoy yourself. Sign before we get out of here. You wanna say anything, man?
Bang bang Water Gang.
Weiner gang, huh?
This is the time of year where failure franchises get satisfaction cheering for other teams to beat your team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fuck all that.
Failure franchises.
You know what I mean? Fuck all that. So it's gonna be the Raiders. It's gonna be the Ravens.
Hey,
Next week it's gonna be New
it's-
Orleans. The following week is gonna be fucking Atlanta. Whoever it is, it's gonna be the Rams. And then like, where is this hatred coming from? You know what I'm saying? It's like the nigga that fuck all the bitches and you buying pussy, so you hating on him because you get it for free.
Bang bang, not again.
Nah, man. But the motherfucker ain't hit pussy in 8 years. So, you know, motherfucker sniffed it and it's going crazy and shit. Like, fell in love with it. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Yeah, y'all expectation. Yeah, you gonna have a cool little record and shit. They wasn't ready for what the fuck y'all got going on, but y'all motherfuckers ain't getting out the first playoff game, no matter
but you know
who the
what's funny,
fuck y'all
though?
play.
We don't even have I would say we don't even have a top 10 fucking roster. In my opinion, we're overachieving with a below average offense.
Bro, you got fucking 8 fucking top 10 picks on your D
You
line.
definitely have a number one defense. Offensively,
You had the second pick in the fucking
Okay.
draft last
offensively,
year.
in my mind, you guys just have to gel a little bit more. I think that Garoppolo is good enough to win the playoffs.
I mean, he can
The
beat the
what's
Green
kid,
Bay
Debo
defense, but
Samuels
dude,
or whatever,
he gon-
starting to come into his own. Kittle's probably the best tight end. If you can figure out the platooning of Coleman, what's the dude's name, Montserrat or whatever,
Monster.
Mostard.
whatever his name is.
We got all undrafted running backs.
Yeah, but they're good.
Yeah.
They're good. And Shanahan is a great offensive coordinator. And I think you're just maybe from a lead offensive wise, I think you're just away from Garoppolo turning it on and a second threat at wideout. If you guys somehow can get someone to step
I kind of
up.
feel like he's starting to turn it on.
I think he is too. And I think the craziest thing to me, and I can only say this because, again, Falcon fan and, you know, got to witness what Shanahan could do. The deeper we went in that in the Super Bowl run season, the more deadlier the offense has come out. So I've seen some things. I haven't seen some things that we did in Atlanta.
Don't tickle his goose.
No, I'm not tickling
Don't
gooches.
tickle goose.
I'm just speaking fact.
I
I've
just thought
seen-
about something. Who the fuck is we get knocked out in the first round by who?
A fucking quarterback that's been there and shit. Garoppolo can't put up points on the board, bro.
I mean, name a game where we didn't put up points. Even though he struggles, and I agree that he kind of struggles. Name a game where we didn't put up points.
I don't even know y'all schedule. Like I can tell you a loss that y'all took and y'all didn't put up enough points.
I put it to you
and
like
that
this.
was a playoff team.
And
so
look,
y'all is 1-2 against playoff teams, which is about 50%.
Did Russell Wilson put up numbers in that game? He didn't put up no fucking numbers.
Yeah, he put up the dub. That's the fuck he did.
So why are you talking about Garoppolo doesn't put up points if it's about winning? If he's winning and not putting up fucking numbers, then why does it matter? You're contradicting yourself.
No, he put up the numbers. As far as putting up the numbers,
he's winning.
Seattle.
He's winning
against losing teams.
Man, look,
y'all beat Green Bay and motherfucking. You think that y'all motherfuckers is the Green Giant over here? Y'all got a punk ass schedule. You know what I mean? Y'all played a vulnerable ass Green Bay team, and you think you doing something, bro?
I mean,
y'all motherfuckers ain't getting out the second round or the first round of whoever the fuck y'all play.
Man, we're not even gonna play in the first round.
No,
we got it.
I said the first round that y'all play. So second round, bye, whatever. All you doing is we talking about
who has Seattle played? You own Russell Dick more than Sierra. Who the fuck has he played?
Ladies and gentlemen,
who has he played?
Hey, well he the daddy.
Nigga,
he's the daddy to y'all, Future.
Nigga, is your goodies
Future.
in the jar,
Future. Because Russell handle his business and Garoppolo don't. Future. You better call him Papa Russ, because he was y'all daddy. He was y'all daddy. Did he change y'all diaper?
Look, you can crack jokes, nigga, but I got facts. Who the fuck has Seattle played? Tell me who they played.
I mean, you over here asking me the schedules and shit like that. I don't know the fuck they played.
I'm gonna let you know like this.
I know. You know what? Who they played? They played y'all and they won. That's who the fuck. That's all I care about. That's all I care about. And if it come down to any last minute drives, that Seattle is gonna beat y'all, and y'all ain't got an offense. And let's talk about scoring, because y'all ain't gonna fucking outscore Seattle. Y'all got your offense is not that fucking potent. So if Russell Simmons has a chance, or Russell Wilson has a chance at the end of the fucking game to go ahead and close this shit out, that shit is closed.
All right, I heard what you said. Our offense outplayed his offense, but we lost the game. And our top
again, because you can't outscore. I mean,
how look. The best fucking tight end in the NFL didn't even play against Russ. If we had him, they don't even fucking stand a chance.
Please. Y'all would have shriveled up anyway. Because the tight end didn't choke. It was your quarterback. That's who choked.
The quarterback didn't choke. The fucking kicker choked. It wasn't. It had shit. He put us in the position for the kicker to make the kick, and the kicker choked.
Y'all was up 10-0. And that's not the kicker's fault that y'all lost the fucking lead and got your ass handed and went home.
I know we're supposed to be wrapping it up, and I know you guys hate when I list shit, but just really quickly. Week 1, Niners put up 31. Week 2, they put up 41. Week 3, they put up 24.
Let's talk. No, okay. Run that shit back. Let's name opponents on who the fuck they put it up against.
No problem.
The fucking Cerritos College, fucking whoever the fuck.
Week 1, Tampa Bay, they put up 31.
Ooh, playoff team. Come on, next.
Let them talk. You got jokes, nigga, but with nothing behind it.
Week 2, the Bengals, they put up 41.
Man. Bengals, man. What did they got? A whole 0 wins? Let's go. Next.
Man, y'all struggled against Cincinnati 2 weeks ago.
Zero wins.
Go ahead. This nigga don't know shit.
Week 3, Pittsburgh. They put up 20. Put up 24. They had the bye week 4, so week 5 they played Cleveland. They put up 31.
Another winning record.
Week 6, Rams. They put up 20. Week 7, that was that rain game. They put up 9. Carolina, week 8, they put up 51. Arizona, week 9, they put up 28. Lost to Russ and them, they put up 24. Garoppolo almost had 500 yards against the Cardinals, and they put up 36. And Green Bay, they put up 37. So
do me a favor.
They're putting up numbers.
Since you're there, go to Seattle. And while you looking for Seattle and see how many points they put up, let me let you know something, Dean, while you're doing this.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're in the same division, right?
Yes, you are.
So we play each other, every team in our division, twice.
Right.
Okay. We also this year played the AFC North.
Yes.
So Seattle's played every team in the AFC North that we've played.
Right.
And on the flip side of that, we played the if I'm not mistaken, it's the NFC South.
Yes.
So we have the same fucking schedule. It may be 2 outliers, but Seattle has the same schedule as San Francisco.
Yeah,
call these games out and watch what you see.
Y'all don't run it. Y'all don't face Minnesota, and I think that was it. So Seattle against Baltimore beat them by 1, 21-20. Against Pittsburgh, they beat them by 2, 28-26. They put up 27 against New Orleans. 27 in a win against Arizona, 30 in a 1-point win against the Rams, 4-point win, but they put up 32 against Cleveland. Baltimore beat them 30-16. 7-point win against Atlanta. They put up 27. 40 against Tampa Bay. 27 against Frisco. And then they put up 17 against Philly.
We've outscored them. But what I'm saying is, if you look at the schedule,
it is very
Browns. It's the same fucking team. We just play them in different order.
It is very comparable. Only difference is, you guys, Seattle got Philly. You won't get Philly, and Seattle got Minnesota. So instead, you played. Who are the other two teams that you would have played in the NFC? Was that the North?
Green Bay.
Yeah, they got Green Bay, and then what was the other squad?
Which is a trade-off, because Minnesota and Green Bay's got the same record pretty much.
Washington.
Yeah, and they played who?
Yeah.
They played Philly.
Yeah, Washington.
That's a trade-off.
Yeah, Washington.
That's a trade-off.
They play in the same teams. But if you notice,
exact same
they're not
schedule,
blowing nobody out. It's all Russell Wilson. Look, I'm not going to take shit away from Russ.
I agree with you.
Every game is close. He sprained his ankle. Them motherfuckers don't make the playoffs. Period.
True. And that's probably why he should be the MVP of this league. I like Lamar Jackson, and I think he's doing great. But right now, I would take Russ just by a little bit. But as the season goes on, Lamar probably take him over there.
A couple of teams is beat. Look, don't get me wrong. Lamar is the hot shit right now. But hey, and two, like how he said, it's all about wins and losses. I know we wrapping it up. Can Lamar go out there and outscore Patrick Mahomes?
We're going to have to see in the playoffs, man.
Because they played earlier and he couldn't.
Yeah. We're going to have to see in the playoffs.
Let him fall behind and then we'll see. Like, everyone has kryptonite. No team is fucking perfect.
Nope.
You know what I mean? So, but we can hate it on like we trash. Look, we got one loss in overtime because our kicker missed the kick and they made theirs. If that's our only loss, how the fuck can you hate on us? We beat the shit out of an 8-3 team. Green Bay, they had 2 losses when we played them. But we ain't played nobody?
Yeah.
That's the only fucking notable win you got. You got fucking 200 million wins, and you can only name me one fucking great victory.
Name, other than us going head to head with Seattle, who the fuck have they beat? Since you like Russell,
we're not talking about you. You're talking about we hating on y'all. Like, what the fuck? Y'all ain't beat nobody for you to be respected. You know what I mean? Man, it's like you beat up a midget and you want me to respect that. Like, what the fuck? Hey, you know what I mean? Oh, 4'2" ass motherfucker.
D, correct me, am I wrong?
Right.
When we played Carolina,
win this weekend, and I might fucking change my views.
I don't have to justify shit to your field goal, one kick against the Jets, sorry ass team, nigga. No, right. Y'all win something. Who the fuck have y'all beat?
Hey, I'm not
who have y'all beat?
Hey, I'm not over here fucking, I'm not sharing E40 videos and shit like that with my panties on and shit. Here fucking support the squad.
Because your team is irrelevant, nigga. Your team is irrelevant. Y'all can't even keep a stadium. Nigga, we get nice new shit built around the community that we're from. Y'all got to go out of state and be motherfucking... What's them niggas that Carter is again? Gypsy. These gypsy-ass programs. Get the fuck up out of here, nigga.
Hey, but have you been to the stadium? No. But where we going to for the NFL draft you was talking about going? You was going to Gypsyville before you was going to your own team squad.
No,
your team play in LA and you don't even see your team, bum. How you going to be a fan of shit, man? That's not even a fan. Your team come to LA. You don't even.
When the last time you been to a Raider game?
Hey, I've been to a Raider game. Have you ever been to a Niner game, Joe Montana?
Nope.
No, you haven't, but you used them on Tecmo Bowl, didn't you?
What does that have to do with anything, nigga? Hey, finances.
I've seen my squad. I've seen my squad.
Okay, so what does that? What does that mean? What does that mean? You wouldn't saw them lose or some shit more than likely? What does that mean? And to get back on the point, if D's team wasn't fucking sorry this year, we would be in Santa Clara in a couple of weeks because we already planned it this year, and that's before the draft. So you talking and you don't even fucking know.
But I wasn't paying $130 to see my Falcons get destroyed. That wasn't happening.
He come with jokes when he can't handle the facts. But unfortunately, I can back up the shit I say. And
exactly.
When your jokes run out,
you backing up facts. You 1-1. You 1-1 about to go 1-2 off of my motherfucking what I'm calling.
Hey, whatever.
And on that note, we're gonna call it.
He won't bet on his team though.
It's
one sided. But they gonna win 5 of their last 7, but he won't even bet on them.
Hey, we in the off year.
Oh, it's an off year now, but y'all gonna win 5 of the next fucking 6 games, or
It's an off year.
Y'all gonna win 5
It's
of
an
the
off
next
year.
4 of the next 5 games.
Can
That's
you
not
can,
off.
can,
That's a
you
playoff
can you
team.
name three receivers on our squad? You name 3 receivers on my squad, then I'll be confident that we can do it.
Y'all said that Seth Roberts.
Nate, he scored the other night. He's in Baltimore.
Okay.
Name 3 niggas in my secondary other than Richard Sherman. Okay.
Yeah.
Name 3 linebackers on my team. Since we so fucking elite other than that D line, name some other players on that defense other than the D linemen.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Are we that elite? Now I can name
I
can name a superstar or 2 on each level of Minnesota's defense. We don't have a Minnesota defense. We have a dominant D line. That's it. Period. Let us go up against a number 1 star receiver and watch what happens. You know what I mean? Like I noticed it in the Seattle game. When it came down to crunch time, we couldn't even cover stiff ass fucking Josh. What's the thing's name?
Metcalf?
Metcalf. The crackhead. What's the crackhead?
Gordon.
We couldn't even fucking
cover Josh Gordon came in and that's another layer. Seattle, if they can get him going, then that makes him a little more dangerous. But we'll see. But
it's an off year.
It's an off year. It's an off year. My boy Sam got a pussy appointment to attend to, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up again. You're listening to an honest conversation about hip hop with your boy D Moraney, aka Hip Hop Old Head, aka Hip Hop's Uncle Phil. I'm with as always, I'm Capone and Big Pooh. Shout out to Nyce Rockwell and everybody who's rocking with us. We'll see y'all next time. Happy Thanksgiving.
Peace.